Do something about your long, filthy hair. It looks like a rat's nest. Do something about your mullet. Get out the hair clippers, jerk. Cut the mullet. Cut the mullet. Cut the mullet. Cut the mullet. Get the rat's nest off your head. Get that crazy ass mullet off your skull.
What up, y'all? Ass Man here, a.k.a. the Wolfman. Ho, 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 ho! Here to get you up to date on the latest in Pure Guts Fantasy Football. Another exciting week of football here in Week 10, ladies and gentlemen, but let's just cut down to the chase here. We got to get something out of the way, naturally. There's been a lot of questions floating around the league about playoffs, who's making it, who's not, lottery picks, and whatnot. Ass Man's going to break it down to you right now. Okay, here we go. So basically what's happening is we have two conferences, the North and the South. So two teams from each conference will not be making the playoffs. I repeat, will not be making the playoffs. And it has to be two from each conference. On top of that, the winners in each division will be getting a bye in the first week. So anyways, the bottom two teams that aren't making the playoffs, it doesn't necessarily have to be the worst team in each division. It could be two teams from the same division. Highly unlikely, but it could happen. And anyways, so once the bottom four teams, two from each conference, are eliminated from the playoffs, then they will be going with their head-to-head records, their overall records, deciding who gets the most lottery balls in the lottery draft. Anyways, there's some tiebreakers that applies to the lottery balls as well with who's making the playoffs. It's the same order. These are the tiebreakers. First of all, it's your overall record, followed by head-to-head. Then after that, it's going to be points for, and it'll never go past that, but just in case it does, it's intra-divisional play, and then followed by points against. So there it is. Those are the facts. I looked it up. It's legit. Anyways, so yeah. Moving on to the top story of the week. Commish v. Co-Commish. Bar none, best two teams in the league collide. No doubt, no doubt. Well, let's just say a little man named Tony Gonzalez decided he was going to come out of his 3-week hibernation, put up a hefty little 35-point game. Pretty much securing victory for the Bobster, but the real story of the game, it ain't TG, boys and girls. It's the Commish. He shit the bed this week, folks. He had a rough week, boys. He's not proud of it. He's not proud of it. He let Thursday slide. He didn't get there in time. He checked the lineup. It was first quarter already started, and let's just say left a little kid on the bench named Cecil Shorts. Posted a hefty little 22. And, probably would have played him. The Commish probably would have. I mean, the guy's a pretty smart man. Obviously, he wasn't smart that day. But he had a little boy in the lineup called Aaron Hernandez, who did not play that day on Sunday. And he posted a big fat 0. Anyway, enough excuses. I lost. But if Cecil Shorts did play that day, in for Aaron Hernandez, I might have won. But fuck, that's pretty fucking lame. Well, sorry guys, I had to bring that up. That's pathetic. Okay, boys and girls. Fucking joke, right? Alright. So, you know what? Let's move on. Meanwhile, Shitty GM and Bald Beer Me had no problem dismantling Mangold's Mangy Men. Wait a second, ladies and gentlemen. This just in. Thanks, Billy Bob. Eli Manning has averaged 9 points per game in the last 5 games. I wonder if that's the reason why Kenton's team stinks. Anyways, keep in mind, this is live. This is live. I ain't a professional comedian or anything. That's pretty bad. That's not doing too well. Let's just keep moving along here. All right. Oh yeah, let's fill you in on a little story here. Interesting little tidbit. If you do not know, there was a real interesting bet made last week between Gord Bolt and Mr. Laffey. And the bet was, whoever lost that game, the winning team got to pick the team's new name for the next week. And that's where we get the shitty GM and bald Beer Me name, which is, by the way, quite hilarious, Laffey. I applaud you on that one. I'm going to give you a howl to the moon. Ho, 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 ho! That shit was tight. Ass man approved, bitch. In other news from around the league, in what must have been a must-win situation for Big Rig Juggy, Matty Ice did everything but walk on water this game. The game... I'm not reading. This game, but it was not enough. It wasn't, boys and girls. In a game where Ice had 38, his kicker had 14, Lynch and Hot Rod each posted a sweet 18, and yet that was still not enough to surpass 128 total points. Looks like the rest of the boys were sleeping that day. I think there was like 4 guys on your team that had 2 points each. That ain't gonna do it, folks. That ain't gonna do it. Anyways, got a little announcement. I'd like you to put it on the board. It's official, folks. It's official. Someone has been eliminated. And who that is, I didn't write down in my notes. Oh, guess what? It's Big Rig Juggy. Let me explain myself here. This is pretty much set in stone. The Big Rig Juggy is 2 games behind Bopper, the only guy he can catch. And I don't think the Bopper's going to lose two in a row and you're going to win 2 in a row, Juggy. It's just not in the cards, son. And by the way, if you did tie him, I'm pretty sure the points for is going to go to Ben by about 500. So better start preparing for next year, Big Rig, because this year's done, son. All done. Dundee. Speaking of official, the Muscle Hamsters' fate is all but sealed. V-Wall laid the biggest beatdown of the week with 142-98 thrashing on this guy. Just like his season, pathetic. Hey, Hamsters. See you next year, bitch. Same goes for you with the Juggy rule. 3-7, you ain't catching Bop. You're done. The house that Slaughter built. Let's just say she's standing a little bit firm these days. You've heard it here first. It wasn't much in a contest in slots. It wasn't much of a contest when Slot defeated Reg. But Slot has secured himself a playoff berth. Let's pause that.